A channeling from the ancient indigenous grandmothers of the European continent. Everything in the universe follows the same pathway of transformation. This is a universal meta-pattern. It takes place on all layers of existence in this universe, in the same pattern, running the same course. And if you understand this pathway, this pattern of transformation, then you can apply it to anything. You can apply it to the transformation of humanity, which is what we did many centuries ago. We saw these patterns and we were hit with the next phase or turning of the wheel of this transformational process taking place within humanity. We were severed from our place at the root. We saw this severance and dying taking place and understood the course that this transformation would take over time, and understood the necessity of this severance and dying. We relied on the forces of transformation 100%, completely, with our entire being, and trusted all of the wisdom we had cultivated over hundreds of generations, living with the earth, establishing a connection, and passing on vital information, ceremonies, stories, languages, songs, and seeds, so that the next generations could survive. We recognize the greater, expanding potential of humans building upon each other, taking care of the next generation, supplying them with wisdom that would help them navigate their lives on this earth with all of the natural forces around them at play, which are amoral and ruthless in this universe. There are forces that are benevolent and protective, and wisdom that is vital for the survival of humanity in the midst of these natural and powerful forces taking place on Earth and throughout the cosmos. These forces can be harsh, like a winter storm, and humanity is very fragile. Fragility being a strength, an asset, and a natural occurrence or characteristic that is a great treasure, because it is what allows for this transformational cycle to unfold. This cycle requires a vulnerability. We relied on the patterns of these cycles of transformation and applied them to our particular situation as a people. We saw that we would be severed and separated from our connection with the earth, and that there would be a rerouting taking place at some point in time. A rerouting of this wisdom, and a cultivating, and a growing, and a delivering it forth once again. We planted the seeds of our long cultivated wisdom in the bloodlines of our descendants, understanding that most of humanity would have to suffer the wound of our severance from place before rerouting and before a reemergence of this wisdom within humanity could happen in the future. So now, at this point in time, most of the human family has been severed from place and colonized. We have all mostly been severed from the wisdom provided from our ancestors. Now is the time of reemergence, as great chaos is ensuing, and all of the sickness of our disconnection has reached a certain threshold and has gone beyond critical mass. Now the pendulum has swung just about as far as it can before people like you would start to reawaken once again to humanity's interconnection with all life on Earth. You are reawakening to the connection along with many other rainbow prophets, warriors, and medicine people. Channeling and transmissions are being received from various places and are available to each one of you. Thank you for being so sensitive in a time that is so harsh. Because of this critical mass of disconnection, your sensitivity is difficult to love and to stay with and to not abandon. Stay with it and the pain and the feeling of disconnection, and follow it all the way back to the root that connects you to Earth's wisdom. You can hold this ancestral root of Earth wisdom in your hand and channel it to remember that vital wisdom into these times. Your grandmothers and ancestors will help you. You just have to show up. You just have to want to reconnect. The vibrations of this planet are rising, and you are dropping more of the fear, the persecution, silencing, abuse, slavery, exploitation, rape, and horror that has taken place for many centuries within humanity. It is a lot to feel, and you are now tipping towards the renewed connection. It is again a matter of critical mass. Imaginal cells within the body of humanity are tipping over into critical mass, continuing to consume and compost the outdated vibrations and the outlived habits and ways of thinking. You can trust and surrender to this. This is a natural process taking place within you, like water bringing forth gold from the mountain, versus digging and chipping away and destroying the mountain to obtain the gold. All you have to do is surrender and trust, maintain a conversation with the earth, and show up and take care of yourself. It is really important that you take care of your body. This body is the vessel that makes it possible for you to manifest the things that are ready to come through you. Manifesting these things on an earthly plane. You cannot do it without a body. You will be inhibited if you are not taking care, and if your body deteriorates prematurely. You may see this happen, and it can be very alarming. And that alarm is meant to bring you more directly on your course of taking care of yourself. It is information that's here to motivate you. It is a gift. And it is real that you can let it all go unaddressed without facing dire consequences. You cannot let it go unaddressed without facing dire consequences. It is the law of the third dimension. There are chores. There are things you have to tend to on this earth in order to be here, in order to stay here, in order to remain here to do all of your divine work. It is true that you are a combination of earth and divine intelligence. We ancestors are not going anywhere. We have been tending to this for thousands of years. We are not going anywhere. We are with you through this powerful turn of the wheel that is the dying and rebirth